We're back now here on CBS Mornings, and Alex Murdaugh will be sentenced today after his speedy conviction in South Carolina. The once prominent lawyer was found guilty of murdering his wife and son back in June of 2021. It's a trial that lasted 6 weeks, but the jury returned its verdict yesterday after deliberating for less than 3 hours. Murdaugh now faces 30 years to life in prison. CBS News legal analyst Rikki Klieman joins us now. Rikki, good morning to you. I looked it up, 75-plus witnesses, 800 exhibits, reports, photographs, and yet the jury took less than 3 hours to reach its decision. What did you think when that happened?
Well, I thought the timing was rather shocking, actually. It was one thing for them to come to a rather quick decision, meaning a day or two, if they were going to find Alex Murdaugh guilty. It's another thing to come to the decision within 3 hours. So there's only one logical way, Tony, that happened, and that was that instead of a four-person deciding to go through every piece of evidence, which many four people will do, that they really decided to look at a couple of pieces of evidence, and I would bet my house that what they really discussed were the lies of Alex Murdaugh and his testimony, which is always the risk of putting a defendant on the witness stand.
Yeah, prosecutors told us in the last half hour, Rikki, that it clearly was a mistake for him to take the stand. But did he really have a choice after that video showed that he was at the scene when he had said that he wasn't at the scene?
Well, it's always a problem, Gayle, when you're faced with this Hobson's choice, and only the defendant has the right to make that decision. We do not know if this was the lawyer's advice that he should testify, or if he disregarded the lawyer's advice and said, I am going to testify because I am the only person who can save myself. You may recall that I said his direct examination at the time was compelling. But one of the things we learn in trial of cases is that the great engine of truth is cross-examination. And he was put in a position, which he knew he would be put in, of being faced with every single lie, with all of the cheating, with the embezzlement, showing that there was not one person who really knew who he was. So did he have a choice? Well, the lawyers could have argued, which many criminal defense lawyers do, that this was a case based on reasonable doubt if they did not offer him up. And reasonable doubt is a great thing for defense lawyers to argue.
So, Rikki, there was another sort of remarkable moment. The judge denied the defense's motion for a mistrial, saying that the evidence of guilt is overwhelming, the judge's words. Does the defense have grounds for an appeal?
The defense may have grounds for an appeal on a variety of legal issues, but this was also a case that was very, very well tried on both sides. One of the things that happens, which may be bad for an appeal, is when you have defense attorneys who are as talented as these two. Alex Murdaugh certainly got his money's worth with these two lawyers. They really gave it their all. And when the judge denied the motion for a judgment of acquittal or a motion for mistrial, which is really saying, in spite of the jury's verdict, Judge, you should really decide that this person is not guilty, the judge had the perfect right at that point, because the jury had spoken, to make the comment that the evidence was overwhelming. And in that situation, that affects a judge's mind when he is going to sentence.
All right, we'll be watching later today. Rikki Klieman, always great to have you. Thank you very much.